who has served our club for the last 8 years and has been an invariable member of our team. Next on the panel is none other than David Sebadawo. While David might look new in our club, and we know he was recently inducted into our club, David is a seasoned Rotarian. David was once a Rotarian in Kampala South and left for different reasons in 1995, but we are glad David has joined us again to continue serving. And finally, but not least, we are joined on the panel by a member who is not so new to our club, but also not so old. Please join me in welcoming Julianne Mwehaire, and in our cohort we call her Julies. And she's only 2.5 years old in Rotary, but has been so vibrant and instrumental in most of our club activities. We are proud to have you, Julies, as our member. So to kick off the panel, I want to start with the team. Team, are you there? So team, can you greet your fellow Rotarians and our guests who are on the call, but also share with us what attracted you to join Rotary in 1995, 26 years ago. Team, are you there?
Yes, I am there. Do you want my picture as well, or it's okay?
Your video would be good if you have it.
Okay. Oh, the video. Okay. Good evening, fellow Rotarians, Rotaractors, guests, and all our friends. It's long since I last attended Rotary with everybody in person, and it is very exciting that it's possible, despite the fact that I'm very far away from home. I am lost for words, but I hope I'll be able to say something. One, what attracted me to join Rotary? Me being from Ssese Islands, and actually many of you may not know, except those who were there when we started. I was one of the founder members of the club. But unfortunately, at the time of inauguration, I was in Addis Ababa lecturing about public procurement to the OAU procurement team. So I missed out. But I didn't know that it would take 4 years before I was actually initiated into the club because of work. Now, really, you see, over the years, there's been many, many reasons why it's difficult to get away from Rotary. Rotary is about friendship, it's about business development, it's about relationships with others, it's about leadership development. As you know, Rotarians are world citizens wherever you go, and I travel quite a lot. When I have my PHF badge on, in no minutes, people are saying, hello, are you a Rotarian? And they're telling me, oh, you are here for how long? Oh, yes, will you be able to attend the club and all this kind of stuff, which is wonderful. But Rotary also developed people for public speaking. There are people who joined Rotary many years ago when they could not speak in the public. Today, they are among the best orators you can think of. Rotary, Kampala-Ssese Rotary is very beneficial in so many ways. It's very vibrant. It is alive. Whenever you attend, even when you've had a bad day, when you are in that club, especially when we are having the person-to-person meetings, it's wonderful. Personal meetings, they are exciting. We have all these weekly programs which are promising, and you have got the fact that people like people, and
yes, I'm on the fellowship.
And as you know, one of the issues about Rotary is service about self. So it's about people who want to do something for other people, so that at the end of the day, when we do so many goods to other people, the world will eventually be a better place for everybody. So basically, the excitement of various projects, like especially the Dajie project, excited me, among others. And you feel like you want to be part of this good, doing good for others. There is the four-way test, which a lot of people don't, probably they recite it, but maybe they don't think about it. The four-way test is a very big basis for building family ethics and also community ethics. You know, I don't know when a Rotarian who is a corrupt person. And probably it's because when you think, you say, what I'm going to do, is it really good for all concerned? And then you realize that you're on the wrong side of the net, and you jump back to the right place where you should be. So yes, it's a pity. I could talk and talk about why I joined Rotary, about why I've stuck with Rotary, about why every year when we are paying our dues, it's very rare that I'll take a month before I pay.
Thank you.
Because I know the money I contribute is money that's going to help somebody somewhere.
Thank you, team. We appreciate you sharing what attracted you to Rotary so many years ago, and many of the young generation will definitely appreciate what you're saying. Now, to you, Rotarian Zoe, I also want to give you a chance to greet your fellow Rotarians and our guests, but also share with us what positive impact Rotary and Rotaract have had on you since you joined the organization 8+ years ago. Over to you, Zoe.
Thank you so much, Rotarian Moses, and really thank you so much for the kind introduction. I hope I'm audible enough. I parked my car by the road somewhere to attend this fellowship. Good evening, Rotarians, Rotaractors, guests, ladies and gentlemen. Like you've heard, I am Zoe. I'll dive right in. I joined, yes, the Rotary Club of Kampala-Ssese 8 years ago indeed, but I was in Rotary so many years, like Moses has said. Now, what positive impact has Rotary had on me? I will sum it up into three. One, character growth. Rotary is a cacophony of all characters. It is really a mix and hybrid, which I really appreciate. So as you're dealing with people of different characters and all characteristics and mannerisms and behaviors, either you're going to see something that you like and you wish to emulate, or you have something that you want, there's always something that you can pick and learn. So Rotary has come a long way in teaching me so much about character and the importance of respecting everyone in their own character. That is one. Two, professional growth. How can I say this? Amazingly, the first 2 jobs I did right after school were because of Rotary connections, even when I had not yet joined the Rotaract Club of Kampala-Ssese Islands officially. Imagine. But because I knew a few Rotarians, they connected me. And some of them are like my friend. I would like to mention like Rotarian Charles Musisi of Muyenga. He's still my friend because Bambi, I worked for him as a young girl, among others. So for me, that was just a stepping stone. After that, of course, I got other jobs, and then I ended up in foreign service. On the especially issue of professional growth, I'm not going to say that I have a good parent in foreign service, no, but I actually want to commend my co-panelist, Rotarian Tim Ranga. Rotarian Tim is always very generous with wisdom from his exposure. Occasionally, a few times, I've talked with him or you consult him on this one. Sometimes he even just offers you in foreign service, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And Rotarian Team, you may not know this, but yes, I listen, and your words of wisdom have really gone a long way in putting me where I am, among other people in this club. So I do not take that for granted. Then I'm going to talk about, no, further to professional growth. Professionally, I'm going to leave the foreign service bit out of it. Sometimes we run businesses in here, which is not really my main vocation. I think my biggest clients in my side hustles are Rotarians. So I'm not going to say that's really my profession, but even like a Rotarian is your friend, they hear, hey, Zoe is doing this. They're reaching out and they are supporting you. That we don't take for granted. And my third one, the positive impact, has been in Rotary. I have met people. I have made friends who actually right now I consider almost as family. I come from a very small closed-in family. Okay, we are really, really closed in, but I have now brothers and sisters who are invaluable. I'm going to point out a case in time. So many years ago, I was not even a Rotarian. I was still a Rotaractor visiting the Rotary Club of Kampala-Ssese Islands. I was a Rotary of Kampala-Ssese Islands. I had an unfortunate incident where I lost my child, okay? But I want to assure you, I was in hospital. But as my family was busy coming in, I think the first respondents when I was struggling for my life were Rotarians. The very first phone call I got, I'll never forget, was from Rotarian General Katumba Wamala, and my brother had my phone. So he's asking, is this the Katumba Wamala that we know? How is he calling you? I said he's a Rotarian in my mother club. At that point in time, I was like, I am in the right place. Leaving that aside, I have had to deal with so many issues, good, bad in my life, but my Rotary family is amazing. So on positive impact, hell yes, it has worked.
Thank you, Zoe. We love the positive impact that Rotary has had on you and your family, and we appreciate the service that you give to Rotary. So to you, David Sebadawo, I also want to give you an opportunity to greet the members and our visiting Rotarians and Rotaractors and guests, but also tell us more about the benefits you have derived from Rotary to the extent that you once left Rotary, but recently decided to rejoin the same organization. What benefits have you derived from your membership? David?
Thank you, Rotarian Mose. Good evening, Rotarians, Rotaractors, and our guest tonight. Like Moses has highlighted while introducing me, I'm a charter member of the Rotaract Club of Kampala-Ssese. Since that was in 1989, which I joined when I was still a young man. Thereafter, I joined the Rotary Club of Kampala South, and for various reasons, I begged for leave, and now back in the same organization, by this time under the Rotary Club of Kampala-Ssese Islands. One of the reasons why I've chosen to come back is to get an opportunity to serve in an orderly manner. It's not that I've not been doing some services to the other people, but when it comes to Rotary, there is a way how we do service in an organized manner. And when you do that, there's that satisfaction. The economists call it derived satisfaction. You put a smile on someone's face because you've offered a service to him. Then the other one is something to do with the networking. At school, when you leave school, most of the people we associate with are OBs, OGs, and when we start working, we have people who are in our workplaces, plus the people in the community. Now, when it comes to Rotary, it opens you to a world of professionals. So I've come to once again associate with these people who have got various disciplines of, who have got various disciplines in all walks of life. Okay. Then this one, of course, Rotarian team has also talked about it. At induction, there's that badge which is given to you. That one in Uganda, we call it, it's like a Chigula Luji. Wherever you go, it's an opening statement. Which club are you? And I can't mention how many benefits I've got out of having that Rotary badge. Then still Rotarian team talked about the character and integrity. I'm glad to inform you that I've been able to work for a cool 32 years in formal employment, partly because of integrity and character. I cannot attribute this all to God, but I think to Rotary. Of the things we talked about it, we talked about the four-way test. While you're working, is it the truth that you have been given an assignment, maybe to go and do some procurement, but are you doing it the right way? Are you sure you're not adding their penny for your benefit and all that? Then the decisions you make, is it fair? Is it fair to all concerned? Are you really making a decision maliciously or because of? So there's also a lot to do with the four-way test. Last but not least, sorry?
No, continue. You can conclude, David. Yeah.
Okay. Last but not least, of course, it's not the reason for my coming back. While networking in Rotary, I landed on a person with whom we have had a lot in life. That is my better half family, a Rotaract of Kororo, now Rotarian of Rotary Club of Rubaga. Rotarians have always had good legacy. I'm proud to associate with them and humbled in the way they share knowledge. I'm therefore back to Rotary to serve, network, and maintain the good friendship. The old friends whom I had started missing. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you very much, David, and we appreciate you coming back to Rotary. You are always welcome. Now, to you, Julian, if you are there, I also want to give you a chance to greet our guests and fellow Rotarians, but also share with us how you have managed to maintain your vibrancy as a member of the Rotary Club of Kampala-Ssese Islands, despite living away from home for the last 1 year. Over to you, Julian.
Thanks, Moses, and good evening, fellow Rotarians, Rotaractors, and our guests. And thank you, President, for inviting us to be part of this panel and, during a very critical membership development month. To answer your question, Moses, for me, many years, I was drawn into projects with an intention to offer support to persons in underserved communities. I got myself involved in ventures that sometimes were not very thought through, or some that were just, exciting or sounded exciting. And I went about them with so much passion, but sometimes these were very short-lived for various reasons, because maybe I partnered with people who shared different visions, or along the way, I changed my passion and got into a project and left it midway. I had the passion, yes, but I did not feel that this passion was aligned to a very clear purpose. So a few years ago, I took time off from these individual ventures and just to think critically about what I really wanted to do. And how my small contribution, in some way would be impactful to, a larger group of people, or at least a cause that I was very passionate about. So, Moses, as you said, I joined Rotary in 2019. Yes, along the way, I've met amazing people who have been good friends. I have been exposed to great knowledge on various topics. I've found myself engaged in projects that are so dear to my heart, like education, healthcare, etc. But my experience over the years has taught me that passion for making friends and all the exciting presentations we hear during fellowships, the fun fellowships and the chimezas, the hospitalities, are just fleeting and in many ways depend on external circumstances. So take, for example, what has happened to us during the pandemic when we can't meet. So in the long run, you'd probably not get enough motivation by these things. So you asked me, how do I keep my vibrancy? So when I joined Ssese, well, first thing I did was I fully aligned myself to the purpose of the club. And really that was it. Rotary for me is a purpose and not really a passion, like what I was doing in my prior time. The purpose grounds me and gives me a sense to drive. And especially when I see what my individual and all our collective efforts have done and contributed to the community in Ssese, and also how much more we can do. And therefore this energy, for this purpose is more steady and, it's more valid. And that's what keeps me around Ssese every day, regardless of my physical distance from the club. Thanks, Moses.
Thank you very much, Julian. We appreciate your service to the club. I want to come back to you, Rotarian team. I know you have spent most of the past years moving between countries, but we still see you as somebody who has kept their membership vibrant, beneficial, and alive. What has kept you going, team, for these 26 years? And what advice would you give to our members who are finding it hard to cope during these tough times when physical meetings and interaction is very limited. Tim, over to you.
Well, really, can you hear me?
Yes, Tim, yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can. Yes. Okay. Now, I'll tell you, Rotary is a very special collection of people. Rotarians are nice people. And as you know, much as the saying goes that it is important to be nice, I think it is more nice. They say that it is nice to be important, but I think it is more important to be nice. And once you get caught in that web of nice people who do good things for other people, it's very, very, very difficult to abandon it. Because every time you are involved, you know that you are doing something for somebody, not for your own benefit. And you also know that the Rotary, our motto is service above self. Now, service above self is a commitment to serve other people for the benefit of everybody else, so that eventually we make this world a better place to live in. And basically, I think that's the hook. That's the hook that has kept me hanging on. And every time that you think you're busy, there is this voice which you hear from far away calling you back and saying, hey, hey, it's your responsibility. It's a lifetime responsibility. You must help somebody. Indeed, as a result of being a Rotarian, you'll find that there are many Rotarians who actually are looking after destitutes, who are actually looking after orphans, who are actually paying fees for other children that they don't know. In my family, at the moment, very recently, we just completed paying for a young man who is now a young doctor. We didn't know much about this young boy. He got the 17 points. He was not admitted to Makerere. I was then, I think, a minister, a member of parliament or minister something. I made a call. I got him to Mbarara. He ended up paying the fees. And this somebody is now a qualified doctor, a very brilliant doctor, and he's going to help this world be a better place. In that, he's going to be treating people. And it will be very, very unlikely that he will be the type who will treat somebody for COVID and charge the 400 million. Chances are you will treat the person and charge nothing. So basically, that is it. The purpose, what is the purpose? The purpose is do something for somebody and make the world a better place to live in.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate your being around and the service you have rendered to the club. I want to come back to you, Rotarian Zoe. I also know you have spent a big part of your Rotary life. I know the last few years you were based in Cairo, serving different diplomatic capacities. We, however, still see you, Zoe, as one of our vibrant members who is always engaged and ready to serve whenever called upon. And you always remained attached to Ssese. Can you share with us some of the challenges you faced in maintaining active membership engagement while out of the country? But more importantly, how did you manage those challenges? Over to you.
Thank you, Rotarian Moses. Yes, I was away for 4 years and 6 months. And first of all, I need to say that being a Rotarian in a non-English speaking country was quite actually a challenge on its own on the other side, but it didn't stop me. I still did good where I could in Rotary. Now, the challenges I've faced in maintaining my vibrant membership, no, maybe if I got the challenges, why have I actually been able to maintain this membership is because of why I joined Rotary from the onset. I did not join Rotary just for the fun, which we do have. But for me, it was the very first time when I had an opportunity to actually serve. And so the impact it had on people, I was like, this is it, this is it. Now, that is what keeps me going back. I was away, it was difficult to participate on that side because of language and culture, though I did in certain ways. But you know, when you are in such a situation, but you have this love, for me, Rotary is like my other love. So when you have this love for something, obviously you're gonna do something for it. So the challenge I faced the most was I really missed Rotary. I really missed the project. I really missed serving, but that did not stop me. Each time I came home, maybe every 4, 5, 6 months, I had to start from where I stopped. Okay, now what is going on? Is there a project? We are going to Kalangala. We are going to wherever. And then I have to dig in and get my hands dirty, just because it made me feel like, yes, Zoe, you are actually being relevant. You're making an impact and you're changing a life somewhere. So yes, I missed the fellowship. I missed the serving, but also sometimes, like when you're away, you come, there's a lot of evolving, especially in our club. So sometimes you find lots of changes. There are new people. I like, you know, basically it's a thing of FOMO. So, but I always looked forward to the moments. And another thing that actually helped me like manage my time there, I never dropped my pen. I never dropped my pen. That even when I was away in Cairo and even beyond Israel and Lebanon, if any Rotarian who saw my pin, they sourced me out. I was actually able to even negotiate a few MOUs, government to government, which began just by this lapel pin. God, I value it. So I can't say that I really had so much challenges for being away, apart from really missing the service and missing home. But for me, I knew that I'm a Rotarian, I'm away, yes, I'm on leave, but I'll keep my dues. I'll contribute whenever I'm called to contribute. And when I'm home and there's something going on, I have to get involved, okay? That way, I really feel that I am a Rotarian serving the purpose for which I joined Rotary. Because in one way or another,
very much, Zoe. Thank you very much, Zoe. We are proud that you still stuck with us, even when you lived away from home. David, I want to come back to you now. You are a good example of one of our members who never gives up on what they like. And you know, many of our Rotarians are facing unprecedented challenges, including loss of jobs, loss of loved ones, and indeed, some of our members' businesses have seen a substantial drop in revenues. So what words of encouragement, David, would you give to these members to stick with Rotary and not give up their membership?
Thank you, Moses. Thank you. Moses, I feel sorry for our members who are facing these challenges, especially now with the COVID-19. Of course, time has come when we have to live with it, and we can't avoid loss of jobs, loss of our dear ones, and loss of revenue. But on the other hand, as Rotarians, we have to meet our obligations. It is a tricky situation. Someone has lost a job, he still wants to serve, but probably the willingness is there, but the ability is only there. It is quite disturbing. But I think we would probably look at case by case. When we look at someone who has lost a dear one, in most cases, when it has just happened, our culture here, we have a tendency of coming and ganging up with someone. We are so close to this person who has lost someone. Give it 1 week. Most of the people we have responsibilities, we have gone. So I have a feeling that such a person need people to talk to. They need to keep active in life while serving others, and they need fun to tone down stress. So the only way this can be, they can be helped perhaps, is to keep in Rotary despite all what has happened around them, so that stress does not it doesn't increase. Someone wrote and said, happiness comes when you stop complaining about the troubles we have and offer thanks for all the troubles we don't have. we try to forget, of course, but you can only forget if you are in a community, people are keeping you busy and all that. So I would encourage them to stick to Rotary despite all what has happened. Now, to the people who have lost their jobs and perhaps who have also, whose income has gone down, I think storms don't last forever. It has come and it will end. I've always heard on the TV when they say, Chija kugwa. So they must not lose hope. This has come and to have an end. So what matters is to stick to Rotary. In the meantime, things will be sorted. After all, when they got a job, they didn't know they would get it. So even now, I'm sure somehow they will definitely get there. But what will keep them running is to stick to Rotary and continue enjoying the benefits of being a member of Rotary.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, David, for those words of encouragement. Julian, I will now come to you. I know you have spent a few years in Rotary, but you are now our ambassador in Nairobi, Kenya. So we are proud of you promoting Rotary in Nairobi. Can you tell us more about how you have been able to let other people know about the wonderful work that Rotarians do? And how do you go about spreading the good news of the work of Rotary?
Thanks, Moses, and I really appreciate the kind comment. So one of the duties of a Rotarian, as I was advised by my dear mentor, PAG Deo, is to spread the gospel of Rotary. Because when people hear about Rotary, they learn about Rotary and they see the impact about what being a member is all about. Seeing Rotary in action and the positive results is attractive to even prospective members. And that is good for Rotary, for membership and also for our club projects. I want to believe that my non-stop talking about Rotary at my home may have provided the right encouragement even to my siblings who too joined Rotary last year. And I recall last year a visit to my farm, my parents' farm, but at least 30 of our Ssese club members also ignited a passion to support Rotary by my parents. So in Kenya, I purpose to attend fellowships at my neighborhood clubs, like Rotary Club of Ssese, both physical and online. I have also met some amazing and incredible people. I've listened to their strategic plans and shared our ideas of Ssese with them. We have had cross attendance of fellowships, both at Ssese and the Rotary Club of Ssese. And I think someone muted me by mistake. I'll just continue. And I think even some of our club members are here from the Rotary Club of Ssese. Karibu sana, my friends and president. I think we should explore opportunities for partnership and collaboration with these amazing people. But I think all in all, the great works that Ssese has done, they've really made it easy for me to spread the word of Rotary here in Kenya. Thank you, President.
Thank you, Julian, and thank you very much, our panel. I will now ask each of us to conclude. I will start with you, Tim, in your concluding remarks. Just like any other organization, there could have been a few annoying moments in Rotary that you have had to deal with. Can you share with us just one when you felt burnt out or fatigued being a member of Rotary? And how did you overcome that, Tim?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very, very good question. The truth is, I'm a very impatient person when it comes to timekeeping. And initially, when we started, we were very slow, a lot of time wastage. There was the issue of sometimes being bored by a subject. You talk about the subject this week and talk about it next week and the following week. But I think all that now is history, because as the club has grown in age and experience, probably Kampala-Ssese is one of, if not the best club in Uganda. We are very organized, we are very focused, and we know exactly how to achieve what we are supposed to achieve. That is service above self and help somebody. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tim. We appreciate you being on the panel. Zoe, I also want you to conclude. In your concluding remarks, there must also be some low Rotary moments or disappointments you have had to deal with. Can you share with the audience some of those moments and how you have dealt with such disappointments in your Rotary journey?
Thank you once again, Rotarian Moses. I must say I've not had so many disappointments in my Rotary journey, but one. And I speak about this extremely openly. As a Rotaractor, then trying to join Rotary, I remember I was told, you are too young to join Rotary. I said, but I'm able to pay my dues, I'm able to do everything. But it didn't stop there, and then you join Rotary, and then you literally experience a level of inflexibilities amongst especially the older members of the club. This inflexibility that is bordering to dismissiveness of, you know, that kind of thing. So for me, that was the law, and I probably the only law I've experienced. How did I did this? I am blessed that I like to say that really I'm an all-round person. I am a teacher of communication, I'm a psychologist, and I'm a diplomat. But even before I got into all this, so I had to put my training and also the character growth, like I was telling you about, into play. And I'm like, okay, if I'm being dismissed here, one, because of age and for whatever else reason, probably Rotary Kampala-Ssese was a very cheeky and all about the party club. But yet even in my club then, they used to refer to me as mother hen because I'm the one who's telling them, hey, you have to do this trade. So I said, I'm going to be relevant. I am going to be there. I'm going to play my part. You know, in life, it's always about playing your part, put your best foot forward, and the rest is really history. So I beat this by be relevant, okay? Adhere to Rotary obligations, be relevant, be present. Don't just acquire the title of saying, hey, I'm in the mighty Rotary Club of Kampala-Ssese Islands. Hey, I am PHF NEDA. That's not enough. We have to feel you. So I said, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to be felt. I'm going to serve. I'm going to make an impact. And yes, like Julian said, I said, this is the gospel of Rotary. Even at my workplace, I am known as this Rotarian who breathes and sleeps Rotary. So for me, that made me like look the other way to the dismissiveness. And I'm very glad to say that so many years later, I actually observe our older members, especially of my gender, are becoming a little bit more receptive and you know, flexible, because I mean the world has to take in everyone. So even to other people that probably want to join Rotary or are in Rotary, my call to you is actually be relevant, be there. Don't just wear your badge and walk around saying I'm a Rotarian, but you're not felt, okay? Use this badge out there and in there and serve, if not even for your own self, for your country and probably your family. For me, when I joined Rotary, my family was like, you know, just for showing up. But as I speak now, I have two sisters who are Rotarians. My mother became a Rotarian of Sunday a few months ago. So because they actually have seen that this thing, Jechiri, if I may say, it actually works, and probably it goes with the passion. And this is it. It's like a calling. Thank you, Rotarian.
Thank you very much, Zoe. We like you sharing what you have shared with us. We appreciate you accepting to be on the panel and sharing all those encouraging words with our fellow Rotarians.
Thank
you,
you.
David,
don't cry, Zoe, don't cry.
No, I can't cry now.
David, as we conclude and you give your concluding remarks, over the many years you have served to change lives in Rotary, what has been one of your best wow moments that impacted on your life greatly? David?
Thank you, Moses. As Director of Club Service, at the time when I was with the Rotary Club of Kampala-Ssese, we carried out a health camp in Bandwe. It was a monthly project that was carried out every third Saturday of each month. We immunized, carried out health talks, family planning talks, and also did dental services. On average, we used to serve about 150 people from villages around the Bandwe. It involved all members of the club. No one would be inducted or accepted in the club unless he had been to Bandwe. It was therefore participatory, and it fetched results, because during that time, all the people we inducted were actually came out as true Rotarians. It was also fun and day out. You would not start. We would start at around 2 p.m. Rather, we would start and end at around 2 p.m. Then we would have lunch. But at the end of it all, we used to have what we call swine. Those who understand swine understand it. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you very much, David. And again, thank you very much for accepting to be on the panel and for the wonderful experiences that you have shared with us. Now, Rotarian Julian, as also you give your concluding remarks, do you want to share with the audiences and the listeners some of your best Rotary moments when you really felt proud to belong to this organization called Rotary?
Thanks, Moses. I think just like the rest, I've had several memorable Rotary moments, but for me, I think the one that really gets me is visiting the islands and seeing what Rotary has accomplished for the communities in Ssese. This uplifts me all the time. The genuine and sincere gratitude by the children, the adults alike at the islands, the selflessness that is displayed by our club members in executing these projects. It is really, really heartwarming. And if there's anything that keeps me going in Rotary, I think it's that memory. Thanks, Moses.
Thank you very much, Julian. And we hope you are going to see more good moments in Rotary, experience the power of Rotary, and that's what we pray for, all of us who are in Rotary. President, may I ask that you join me in thanking the wonderful panel that we had today for extensively and exhaustively answering all my questions and sharing their experiences. I want to thank them very much. And to all our members, guests, and visiting Rotarians, you can see the wonderful work that Rotary does. Let's stick to Rotary. Let's serve communities, and let's serve to change lives. Thank you very much. I've been your host, Moses Sebugwao. Thank you very much. Over to you, President.
Thank you, Moses. Thank you so much for the wonderful questions and the moderation of this. Yes, indeed, you have asked the good questions and you brought out so many stories from the members. I can say so many stories, but time won't allow us. Thank you, members, for being good Rotarians. I know you had good mentors. Zoe, lots of laughter, mother hen stories. I've taken that. Yes, thank you. Can we have questions? JB, do we have questions?
Thank you, President. There isn't much from the chat room. I think our panelists have ably
Sorry, JB.
Hello.
Yes, JB, can go on, please.
There isn't much from the chat room. I think our panelists have ably delivered the messages. There are just a few comments. I don't know whether this is a comment from Rotarian Ruth Kavma to Rotarian team. She was wondering where is your Rotary badge, team? I hope you have put it on. And then there was, I think it is just
my
a
sister
comment.
For you.
That's a sister getting to the brother.
Okay.
Okay. I think. Okay. You have a question?
Yes.
Tim?
Yeah. Thank you, Chairman. I just have one sentence. I want to thank the members of Kampala-Ssese for having stood with me when I lost my stepdaughter. Thank you so much, and I owe you one. Thank you for loving me. God bless.
Thank you for appreciating that. Yes.
President, there is one question from Harriet Kiwanuka to David. She wanted to know, in Rotary, payment of dues is a requirement for members. What advice would you give to someone who cannot afford paying dues but wants to remain a Rotarian? That is to David.
Okay, okay, to David, yes. David.
And then lastly, okay.
Okay, please, first exhaust the questions, then we answer.
No, lastly, it was just a comment to Zoe from Charter President Naomi. Zoe, I agree with you 100%. Rotarians support each other professional-wise. That is from a comment from Change Maker President Naomi. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. David, would you like to take on that question?
Thank you, Mr. President. What do members who cannot pay but they want to remain Rotarians? Remember in my opening remarks, I brought it up. I think it would be, when we are praising someone, we look at ability to pay and willingness to pay. Now, this person, probably the ability has gone down. So I think I would push this back to the board. The board would sit with the board and agree on what we would do with this person basing on how he has been serving the club. I don't have a distinct answer, but okay. I would bring it to the board and see how best we would go about it.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, members. Thank you, everyone who has been on the panel and the moderator. Can we have a vote of thanks from Benny, if you're on? As Benny comes on, I will request that club admin, you prepare our next session. Benny.
Thank you, Rotarian President. Wow, what a panel, and how relevant and important during this membership month. You know, it's always important to celebrate our members and also just to get their experiences. And I think our panel has nailed it today. You know, I don't know if we're recording this this session. I hope we are, because, you know, we're talking about membership growth. We're talking about attracting Rotarians. If we could edit some of the excerpts of what each of these panelists have said, honestly, I don't even know who would not want to join Rotary. I mean, you know, just to highlight some of the key things that were mentioned by each of them, you know, Rotary is, it brings friendship, business development, leadership development, public speaking, you know, character growth, you know, it's good for career, professional growth, networking, you know. It's attractive because it gives you an opportunity to serve the underserved. You know, the 4-way test is big in building family and community ethics. I mean, look, I don't know about you guys, but it's just awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's been a really good reminder as to why we're in Rotary. At least for me, it's done that. So really, panelists, thank you. Tim, Zoe, David, Julian, you guys did an amazing job. Like I said, I don't know. I hope we recorded this and find a way of editing it and like making a clip, like a 3-minute clip, just throw out there, and your sponsor, just to market Rotary, because I think you guys did a really, really good job. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, Benny, thank you so much. Indeed, it's being recorded, and friends, we've started recording our meetings on YouTube, on our channel. You can always go there to review and see what we have done here. Thank you so much, Benny, for those kind words. We'll right away invite Chantal to take us in the next session, our last session, and I request Sergeant to give us a few more minutes, as I see the next session will take us into the after hour. Chantal, over to you.
Thank you, President. My duty is to ensure that today everybody gets to know who their friend of the year is. For our guests and our our Rotarian guests and Rotaractors who are on call. I guess most of us know the roles of our Friends of the Year. As most of the clubs do this, and we also do it, we make sure every member has a person who is attached to them, who they call their friend. They must look out for each other. They must know what is happening in each other's lives. And today we shall know our Friends of the Year. I will invite Alvin on call to support us. This is done randomly. We don't pick friends who are already friends, because our main aim is to make sure that people get to learn each other. So we do it randomly. The system does it randomly. So picked as your friend, please appreciate them.
Okay, thank you. Alvin, are you here? Members,
Yes.
We are going to run this live. Alvin, you have the sharing rights. Are you good to go?
I'm good to go. I hope I do have the sharing rights.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Rotarians. As we do this, I would love to say, first of all, thank you to all the Rotarians who have been sharing. It's been quite interesting hearing what Rotarians have to say, considering that I have my story of my own as well. Rotary. So for me, I don't come here today as a service provider, but I come here today to give back, to serve the Rotary Club of Kampala-Ssese Islands, because it has my parents, generally the whole club has raised me. So as the tradition is, we use a gifting program that runs, first of all, this document.
Members, Alvin is setting up his machines, and you're going to see your Friend of the Year by just looking at the screen. I hope it's very clear.
Yes.
It's going to run this automatically, and members, watch your Friend of the Year. You're just going to see this.
Okay. So, great. So we have Rotarian names here. So these Rotary names are for all our club members. So this program accesses your names, and then randomly, it's going to distribute you to the different different person, and that person is going to be your Friend of the Year for the coming year. So we're going to just perform a small dry run. When I run it, and when I press start, then it will start assigning names randomly. And here you can see everyone getting their Friend of the Year. And
okay, this is a trial.
Yeah, this is just a trial.
Okay.
Just a trial. Yes.
Okay.
don't get worried. Yes. So when I stop it, right here we see that
you don't want me.
It has also saved a file here with the first few people, the first few pairs that it had made. So that trial was, so how this program works is like playing cards. So it just distributes to a member. So I can delete this. Now we're going to run the real.
Can I stay with my Friend of the Year in the trial? Anyway, go on. Go on. Okay.
But the President, my name is not there.
Yes, Rosette, we shall sort that out. Don't worry.
Yes. So when this starts running, now when I press start, then it starts running and assigning Friends of the Year. And it has created the file, which file we shall share with the club right after this exercise is done. So since we have 94 people on this list, it's going to make half. The pair is going to no pair is going to be half of that. So to make it, we can speed it up because this is just a delay time for you to see. And then we can reduce this to about 1 second. That's a bit too fast. Let's do 2 seconds.
So members, are you saying you're Friends of the Year?
President, we are watching keenly.
I've already seen mine. My year is sorted. Alvin, some places are blank.
So some places have commas, but in the document that is created here, it's going to have all that. Yeah, that's why I want to open it right.
Remove that, please. Remove that. Okay, good. Oh, yeah.
So it's done. We have 48 pairs. And right now, when I open this
Okay,
file,
it's done.
shows everyone, even those that had a bit of commas and the marks that were skipped. So this is a list we're going to share with you people. Then you can disseminate to the friends of to the club.
Okay. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you, Alvin. That it?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. You can take back control.
Oh, good. Thank you so much.
But I didn't say
friends, that's it. Everyone, no, don't worry. It could have.
President, I can't see you.
saying Rosette, where forget. It is this has been very quickly done, and we will share the list, the comprehensive list with the members. Let's continue. So thank you, Alvin. Alvin is one of the new Rotarians in our baby club, Rotary Club of Kampala-Ssese Hills, and former first son. I would like to ask us to pay attention to some of the announcements as we close. Yes, a few announcements here. One is sorry, please mute Irene. Okay, I'd like to make a few recognitions. One is that we recognize our guests. I'd like to ask members who have guests to raise their hands as I recognize my guests. Claire, thank you for visiting us. Mayanja Medri, thank you for visiting us. Kugonza, I think he's still here. Thank you for visiting. And I also like to recognize our district officials. AG Kai, thank you for joining us. I saw, I'd like also to recognize our DISCON chair, Phyllis, Mama Naivasha. Thank you for visiting us. And the following CMPs, Rotaract CM, we had 3 Rotaract CMPs, Rotaract William, Rotaract Naomi, and Rotaract Henry. Thank you for visiting us and all your other Rotaract members. We appreciate. And CMP Edward, thank you for joining us this evening. You have a guest, Julian, please go on.
Thank you, President. I have, I think, 4 guests. I'm looking for the 4th one, but very quickly, I've got my Jocelyn and Jackie in Kampala. You're very welcome. And I also have 2 friends from the Rotary Club of Gashe in Nairobi. I see Ngeve on the call. I'm trying to find the second one, but President, please welcome the guests here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, guests. Ruth, please.
Excuse me, I'm Rotarian Kugonza John from Rotary Club of Makingi.
Oh,
Kugonza John. Yeah.
Sorry,
President, I have a guest.
Please raise your hands. We are going in order. Ruth, okay. Please, your guest.
Yes. Good evening, President. Yeah, we're privileged to be visited again by Sanlam, Uganda Limited. Sanlam CEO has been on call. He's here again and interested in corporate partnership. Thank you. Welcome, Nicholas.
Thank you, Nicholas. Nicholas, join us again. Thank you for coming. Friends, there's a link in the chat. Is it? Okay, I'll post a link in the chat where you can put your details, and the membership chair will pick them from there and contact you further on how to join Rotary. Chantal, please.
President, I wish to recognize one of our guests. He's a Rotaractor. He's not a guest, he's actually a Rotaractor from the Rotaract Club of Kabale University. He's called Alan, he's from Kanungu, and he's my voter. Welcome, Alan. And thank you for joining us.
Welcome, Chantal's voter.
President, we also have guests here at the cohort of the North.
Please introduce them, please.
Thank you. This is Shem. We have got been privileged to be visited by Jonathan Wanzira. He's in the construction industry. He is the MD of Costa Construction Limited, and he's here to learn more about Rotary.
Welcome, Jonathan. We are glad you joined us. Justin, please.
We also have
Shem, do you have another?
contractors. Yes, we have some
Thank you.
contractors.
Halim
Thank
and
you, President. We are honored to be visited by my friend John Msokevicham. He's a chartered accountant, and he's here to know more about Rotary, and I wish he's going to join the club.
Thank you for
President?
inviting that guest.
President,
Sorry.
I have some guests.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, President, my guests and your guests tonight, first of all, is my neighbor, Mr. Jeremy Chivuka Msoke. He's a lawyer, and he's interacted once or twice with the Makinde cohort. The second guest is Dr. Paul Nyende. Dr. Paul Nyende used to visit Ssese many years ago, our Rotary Club and into our project. He's a lecturer in psychology at Makerere. My third guest is Mr. Paul Mutumba Kavuma. He's been our guest on and off for a while. He's the executive director of the Uganda Insurers Association. Mr. Solomon Kavuma from the Bank of Uganda seems to have dropped off. Those are my guests tonight, Mr.
Wow,
President.
thank
Please
you.
welcome them.
Thank you, friends. Keep on inviting the guests. And
Mr. President.
Yeah, please. You have a guest?
I want you to welcome our mother, Mrs. Wakakoko Justina. She's on call.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Mami, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for inviting guests. Please, guests, if you're here for the first time, or if you've never recorded your details, please click on that message I've sent in the chat, and we will capture your details and then write to you and see how you can join. Joy, please go on.
Thank you, President. And my guest tonight is Flavia Ikoba Nachimuli. She's a surveyor, and she's here to learn more about Rotary. This is her second time visiting us, and we are very happy to have you, Flavia.
Oh, thank you, Flavia, for joining us. Keep on joining us. I'd like to recognize another guest, Anita. Anita works with us at Asifiwe International Academy, and she's here to know more about Rotary. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I think that's all. I would like to recognize our fallen past president. As members, we're talking about the history of this club. And this week, we recognize the late Sam Munywevu, who was our president 1993 to 1994. I think he was the third president of this club. We appreciate that he inspired so many, he mentored so many, and he invited so many in this club. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you. We have our cancer run on. You recall that we're going to run from home or from our cohorts. We've done this before, and we're going to do it again. Please join into this cancer run and invite so many other people. In our cohorts, we are going to make sure this is done so well. We've done this before. I recall in last year when we did the Kulambiro, this was the Kulambiro team, and this brings memories that we can do this again. Please contribute to the kit, and as you support the cancer run this year. Our officer for the cancer run will be Sarah Kanyike, Rotarian Sarah Kanyike, who will reach out to us when she has a plan. But mostly we're going to do this in our cohorts. I don't know if there's any Rotary, urgent Rotary announcement. Otherwise, I'll invite Rotarian I'll invite Rotarian. Who is Rotarian? Is Rotarian Kugonza still here? To give us the final toast. Rotarian Kugonza. Okay, I will invite our guest from Rotary Club of Gashi, Githara. Can you please give us the final toast all the way from Nairobi? Rotarian Githara. Please unmute and give us the final toast. Oh, yes.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yes, and then thank you for having me in this meeting. Very, very interesting. I would say I would toast to Rotary the world over.
Rotary world over. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Rotary.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chimeza is open.
Rotary International.
Rotary the world over.
Chris Jaoru gets
Chris.
Rotary world over.